Alright, I just wanted to do a full breakdown of today's daily puzzle because I thought it was ridiculous and I got it wrong. And just to talk through exactly what's going on in this puzzle, because if it's impossible to calculate. Like if you calculated this, it's so deep. So really, like, you have two interesting checks, I feel like, to start this puzzle. To me, the most interesting one seemed like this one, walking the king in this direction, because it seems like you're not losing any material, and it just seems like a good move. But if you go here, the king's going to go here, and then you're going to go here. These are all forcing moves. The king's going to have to go here, and then you come here, king comes here, and the king is escaping out the top. There's just nothing you can do in that direction. There isn't a good line. Alternatively, if you start with this check, the knight is getting taken, which seems fine as well. You're pushing the king in a direction. It seems like you're going to be able to make something happen. But now the king comes up here, and what are you doing now? You can give this check, but once the king gets to here, your queen's getting attacked by a rook. You don't have a follow-up move. The key to the puzzle is to get one of these two pieces here by sacrificing your knight at the very beginning of the puzzle. And I'll show you both lines here. If either piece takes, it results in a checkmate. So this is the one from the puzzle. So when the bishop takes, you move your queen to here, king here, same forcing line as before, king here, this, king takes the pawn. The key is now that the bishop is in the way of the rook, and you can sacrifice your queen. The king only has one move if it doesn't want to take the queen, and that would be mate in one on the next move. If the king does take the queen, which is what happens in the puzzle, you're mating right here, right? But that's not the only line that you have to calculate, because black had other alternatives, or really only one other alternative when you sack the knight. So seeing this knight sacrifice, you had to also calculate, what if the rook takes? If the rook takes, you're doing the same line. King's going to come over here. All these moves are forced. You're here. You still force the king to take the pawn. G4, H6, checkmate. Just like those two, calculating those two lines after sacrificing a knight are so impossible. I don't even remotely understand how you would come up with this. So you had to see, for one, you first, I think anyone who does this puzzle is going to calculate both of these lines with the queen to see if you can checkmate the king. You have to realize that fails, and you have to see why this line fails, right? If the king takes the knight, the king comes up here. This is the thought process you have to have, and realize that, like, once the king gets up here, you're getting attacked, and you're not gonna be able to make this work. So you need a piece on this square right here to be able to make this work, which is just so hard to see. And then you have to notice that if either one of these pieces is here, it works out, right? It's a ridiculous puzzle. So this sacrifice, it's mate in one if one of these pieces doesn't take, because my knight's taking away one of the squares for the king, and king's trapped. So one of these pieces is going to have to take, and then you can walk the king up, sacrifice your queen, and checkmate the king. Absolutely insane puzzle, honestly. Really cool one, honestly, but I'm happy I got to analyze it, but there's no, how do you figure this out? I was just mashing moves and trying to figure out what was going on, and I eventually got there, but after getting it wrong 100 times probably. Crazy. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.